So I'll tell you a story about something that happened to me over a decade ago when I was only writing some short fiction here and there. So I recently decided to start posting some of my short fiction on Booksy for free. And one of the stories that I've decided to put on there, and the first one that I put on there is a short story called Continuity. So, and like I said, this is actually something that I wrote like a decade ago. Um, and what was going on at this time was I was really contemplating a lot. I was really fascinated with transhumanism and the philosophical implications of it, and what would happen in our society if, for example, uh, human life became something that was unlimited. If if we weren't, if we didn't just have to accept the fact that most people are going to be dead by about 75, but that our lifespans could be extended indefinitely. How would that change the world in which we live, and how would that change the way that we individually look at human life? And I was thinking about this a lot, and then something happened that happens to me actually quite frequently, or at least more frequently than I think it does to other people. I had a dream. I had a pretty vivid dream. In this dream, I woke up at the bottom of a cliff. There's a sheer rock face, and I had blood all over me, and it was by the ocean. So like there's a sheer rock face, there's a little bit of a rocky beach, and then there's the ocean. I had blood all over me, but I was disoriented, but I was not injured. But I didn't know how I'd gotten there. And I saw these stairs that were made kind of carved into the cliffside. And so I went up these stairs, and I ended up, and there's a little bit of a nice manicured lawn at the top, and then there's this beautiful house. And I went and talked to some people there in the dream, and this dream is pretty vivid. And so when I woke up from this dream, and in the dream I explained what had happened to me in or some aspects of what happened to me. I had fallen off the cliff, and but since I had nanites in me, nanobots in me, they were able to repair me. But because of the damage that was initially done, I had actually lost my memory, so I didn't actually remember falling. Well, I took that experience and I wrote Continuity, the short story Continuity, and I added some details to make a little more sense. And there's some interesting things about the story, like I've a character who claims to be the protagonist's friend, but he acts kind of strange, and you kind of suspect that he has some motive for actually pushing his friend over the cliff. And in the story, I actually don't clarify what happened. I don't I don't show, like they suspect that he jumped, that this was a suicide attempt, um, and they suspect, but the reader also kind of suspects that this other character may have tried to murder him, but you're not really sure. But the philosophical implications start to come up when you think about like why he might have wanted to die, and something is mentioned about his wife who has died, and the heaviness of the realization that comes to him when he realizes that he is now immortal, basically. But for all of his progress, he still cannot bring back his wife. His love for his wife is what drove him. The pain of the death of his wife is what drove him to develop this technology to defeat death. But he wasn't really able to defeat death because he still couldn't bring his wife back. And also, even though he is basically immortal, he lost much of his life with his memory loss, and that cannot come back. So there's a lot of philosophical implications there. I highly suggest that you go read the story. It's not very long. It's a short story. Um, but I think I'm probably going to write more about this in the future, more about transhumanism, more about the implications of it. It's a fascinating topic for me, something that I like discussing and thinking about a lot. And like I said, I'll probably write more about it in the future. But yeah, go read it. I'm going to put the link below so you can go check it out and tell me in the comments what you think. All right, talk to you later. Bye.